I'm going to pitch an idea here to show you how we can stop the credit card companies and gas companies and cable companies and especially phone companies from falsely accusing us of sending in a payment that is late. It has everything to do with the postmark that's on your envelope. Let me show you how this idea will take form. First of all, the federal government or somebody or state governments, enough governors get together at the Postmaster General to set up a chart that determines how long it takes for a letter to go from one town to the next or from one state to the next. Once they draw that up, they will present it to the American people at the post office and on the internet, on their website, and so that all of us can know how long a letter that we mail out will take to go from one place to another. Once that's done, the government can then pass a law that forbids or that requires the credit card companies, the phone companies, the cable companies, the gas companies, all businesses that receive payment through the mail from charging us a late fee without first proving that our payment was sent in late. Here's how it's done. It takes about 2 to 3 days at the most for me to mail a payment to Sears Gold MasterCard to Las Vegas. A little place outside of Las Vegas is where a credit card bill is sent, our payment is sent. Of course, I got rid of it recently, and we'll get another one later, maybe. What happens is if I send my bill or payment in, and let's say I mail it out on the 1st, but it's due on the 2nd. Okay, it arrived on the 3rd or on the 4th of the month. Well, they would have to make a copy of the postmark on my envelope, the entire envelope, on the envelope, and send it back with a late charge fee, proving that I did not send my payment in time, and I did not give it enough time to get there. That would be required by law. Then they could charge me a late fee. Now, if I send my bill out, or my payment out on the 1st of the month, and it's due, let's say, on the 4th, that would give it about 3 to 4 days to get there. That would be more than enough time for it to arrive. Then they couldn't send me accuse me of making sending my payment in late. It would not be legal. Do you see what I'm getting at? The postmark is the key. If you mail your payment out on time and you give it enough time to get there, and you have a chart by the Postmaster General himself that tells you when you need to mail a payment out or a letter out to get to a certain location on time, and if you do that, and the postmark proves it, they can't falsely accuse you of a late payment. That's what I'm trying to say here. So, if you mail a payment out from, let's say, California to New York, that may take about 5 to 6 days. So, let's say you mail it out on a Monday. Monday of the month is, let's say, it's on the 1st. Okay, and it arrives by that Saturday, 6 days later, and it's not due until, let's say, the 6th. Well, 5 to 6 days is more than enough time to go from California to New York, I would think. They can't charge you a late fee. Do you see what I'm getting at? That's the key to it all, and it's relatively simple to do. And it will take billions of dollars out of the credit card companies. I think the credit card companies make like $15 billion a year in late fee profits. And the government says they want to put more money back in your pocket, my pocket, but $15 billion of it's going into their pockets. Just the credit card companies alone. That doesn't include other businesses that charge for late fees. So you see where I'm coming at. First of all, Postmaster General needs to set up a chart for us all to use. The government needs to require all businesses to prove that a person did not mail the payment out in time, did not give it enough time, according to that chart, to get there before they can charge you a late fee. Simple as that. And that right there is one of the ways to stop a lot of this cheating and lying by businesses when they say that we did not send our payment in on time. The other thing of it is that when you send your bill out and you send it out on time, you have enough time to get there, and it still doesn't get there on time because the post office loses it, because of weather conditions, somehow the mail just the mail carrier just couldn't get it there. It's not their own fault, let's say, or even if it is their fault. But most times it's not their fault. It's just because of the weather, mechanical troubles with the planes or the trucks, or the carrier is sick, and the backup can't be found that day, and things like that. Or some locations, like up in a place called Howard Creek, Florida, which is near Weehawken, Florida, northern Florida. Back in '98, we had a flood, and so you couldn't get mail there for weeks. Well, I mean, people who tried to send their bills out or make their payments from there was no one to pick it up, and some of these people had to leave and never had time to even get anything out of their homes because of the flood. So they weren't able to pay any bills for a week until they could get back to their homes and get their checkbooks and so forth. Of course, that only happened to a few people. Most everybody was able to get their things out, but some people it didn't. And some people were on vacation and came back and couldn't get back in the community, and there was no way they could get their bills, get their mail to find out how much they owed and things like that. But you see where I'm coming from. The postmark is the key. The Postmaster General needs to set up that chart. It wouldn't be that difficult. And the government needs to make all businesses proof that we did not send our payments out in time and did not mail it out in time to give it the time needed for it to arrive on time. And if they say it didn't arrive on time, then they have to prove it. But as long as we mailed it out in time, doesn't matter if it gets lost, nothing else matters. Doesn't matter what the delay is. They cannot charge us a late fee because the post office wasn't able to deliver it on time because of their own fault or because it's not their fault. Doesn't make any difference. That's what you need to tell your congressman. That's what you need to pitch to the media. That's what you need to pass along to people on the internet until this makes its way up all the way to the presidency. This is something that was not in the credit card reform. And that's something that needs to be done now. And we can take billions and billions and billions of dollars out of the credit card phone companies' pockets and keep it in our pockets. And that way we have more money to pay other bills and buy food and buy clothes and give to the charities of our own choice. Thank you for your time, and I hope you will take this idea and do something with it and pitch it as often as you can. Thank you.